And Mackay was the other one that was really disappointing on the weekend, Lloydie, from a key forward's perspective. He's had such a good year, but it was a much hype build-up against Sam de Koning, and he was led to the footy quite a few times. He was outmarked quite a few times. Even his coach, who's been fiercely loyal to his new players, said after the game that he needed... and they need Harry to compete a little bit harder.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. You can't be held to 4 or 5 disposals if you're a key forward. You just don't see... He's got to bridge the gap between his best and worst, and Kane, their backline, Geelong's got a hold of them.
They were awesome, Lord Owen. It was their unheralded names that we don't speak about that much. Colin Jasny, terrific. That man that did the job on Mackay has been terrific all year. We have spoken a lot about him. Don't speak a lot about Henry, though. Zach Guthrie, I think, is one of the more improved players in the competition. That's de Koning again. And there's Guthrie there. But the aggressiveness in which they play and the ability to back themselves in, it comes about from the pressure from the midfield, which does mean that the ball coming in isn't as clean and their backs just sweat off and have done a terrific job all year.
Just on Carlton, though, this is where they're at. I've loved their season so far. They've improved out of sight, but they're just not good enough. So, as we've touched on, if they can win a final, it's been a great year for Carlton, but they're not up to the Geelong level. Just on Geelong, I think they're as selfless as they've been, and they've bridged the gap between their best players and their worst players. And I just love this. Jeremy brings players in time and time again. Tom Hawkins does. Dangerfield's just playing his role. Selwood just plays his role. Tom Stewart's still got to come back into this team. That's the best side at the moment versus a side who is doing things like this. It's been highlighted by Bailey Fritsch. He's been hammered over the weekend, and I hope Simon Goodwin is hammering him internally to say, you're on your last chance, Bailey. If you do this one more time, you know what happens? Players second-guess themselves. Is Fritsch going to give it to me? Is it worth me running anymore? Is it worth me calling for it? The next time Bailey wants the ball, do we give it to him? And that's the rot can set in and players can become more than selfish if you can't trust what your teammates are doing, and he needs a real wake-up call, Bailey Fritsch.
What do you make of the Melbourne form on the weekend, gentlemen? It was a great win, one they needed, but they're still beaten in several key areas on the weekend.
Yeah, I think he won them the game. Their Pickett, I think this minus 56 disposals, so clearances. Clayton Oliver comes back, he'll make a difference to that. Scores from stoppages, they were beaten. The last 2 weeks, they're still off, so... well done on getting the win, but Pickett's not going to kick you 6-2 off.
Well, he's not going to get any space, Lord. I was just so disappointed in how little effort they put into trying to shut him down. So he was on from the start. Look at the space there. On that occasion, it's Carl Amon guarding nothing. Yep, the ball shouldn't go over the back, but no contact on him whatsoever. He'd kicked 6 goals from 6 games leading into this game, and he nails a career-high 6 goals. His previous best was 4 because of that. So you want to give a player like that this much space. Now, to this point, he's kicked 5, Hutchie. So he's kicked 5.
Right, but how does that happen?
Because it's the modern way of defending, and it's an absolute cop-out where no one takes responsibility for a player. So Darcy Byrne-Jones is down there. He's vice-captain of the club. He's an All-Australian. He's a best and fairest winner. Why wouldn't he just for a brief moment go and sacrifice his game? Now, that may be outside of the coach's instructions. I don't know. But Ken Hinkley was sitting at home. I guarantee his TV was probably smashed watching that.